honoring the glorious past, celebrating the silver momentous occasion in the history of Infant Jesus School as we gather to celebrate this silver jubilee. With a deep sense of pride and gratitude, we honor the vision of late Reverend Father Peter Norona, whose commitment to social uplift through education gave birth to this institution. As we embark on this journey of reflection and celebration, we extend our heartfelt welcome to each one of you. The past 25 years have seen the transformation of Infant Jesus School from a seed of an idea into a flourishing tree with numerous branches. 22 batches of students have walked out of our school, carrying with them the values instilled through our commitment to holistic development. Now let us delve into the program.
When we give ourselves over completely to the spirit of the dance, it becomes prayer. Now I request our students to invoke God's grace through prayer dance.
dancing and my friends are ready to dance here. I cannot wait to see the dance performance. Then let's welcome our UKG students on stage.
started the school. Since then, the school is imparting quality education irrespective of caste, creed and religion. As we look back, the years pass by, we feel happy and thank God for His guiding hand to the various persons who led the school to realize its motto, to excel through labor of love. Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, Bishop of Mangalore Diocese and President of Catholic Board of Education, to preside over today's celebration. While we welcome him, we thank him for his continuous guidance and support for the education institution. Your Excellency, we extend you a warm and a cordial welcome. Mr. Kiran Pinto, graduate assistant teacher. Mrs. Meera M. Kiran Maxim Pinto, Headmaster, Devamata English Medium School, Amtur. Welcome to each one of you for your own education institution. Thought of starting Infant Jesus English Medium School germinated in the minds of the Christian leaders in the year 1997. The dream became a reality along with hard work and financial support from the Christian community. Late Father Peter Noronna and former Bishop Aloysius Paul de Souza implemented the project. Today, as the institution celebrates its Silver Jubilee, we recognize the efforts, the sacrifice of the founding members, and we
My
5 years and we are heading towards 26th year. It is a religious minority institution managed by the Catholic Board of Education of the Diocese of Mangalore. Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, the Bishop of Mangalore, is the President. Very Reverend Father Anthony Michael Shera, the Secretary of Catholic Board of Education. Very Reverend Father Valerian D'Souza is the Joint Secretary of the school. A brief history. Bantwal Deanery recognized the need of English medium school in the vicinity. This request was raised to Vicar for a late Very Reverend Father Peter S. Doronna. As an educational enthusiast, late Very Reverend Father Peter S. Noronna immediately responded to the request and consulted the Catholic Board of Education Secretary, late Reverend Father Cyril D'Souza, confirming to put a foundation for Infant Jesus English Medium School. In June 1997, Infant Jesus English Medium School opened its door, embarking its momentous journey. It started with us how to lose, but it also teaches us how not to be a loser. The domain of sports has the vast potential to better the game of life itself. Besides promoting physical fitness, it lays importance to health on a healthy lifestyle and helps in developing social skills. Sports play a pivotal role in instilling among our impressionable learners values that would hold them in good stead throughout their lives, such as discipline, team spirit, sportsmanship, etc. Our students participated in various championship tournaments at district and state and national level and won prizes. Jasmita's 6th standard has been selected for national level spell-bee competition. Akash UP 8th standard, Megha G Pujari 8th standard and Rishabh 5th standard have participated in state level spell-bee competition. In 2022, Aripriya won 2nd place in long jump and selected for national level, and this year she has been selected for state level for triple jump. Astra Jin D'Souza has won state level volleyball held at Mysore. Ridhya Shetty has been selected for state level discus throw. Joseph Fernandez, Ridhya Shetty, Astra Jin D'Souza and Salmi Shetty have secured first place in volleyball, which was held at Unsur. It is our honor to have these achievers as our students. Advises excursions and field trips every year to help students gain first-hand knowledge and augment their academic learning, transacted beyond the confines of a classroom in joyful company of peers and friends. The good work of a school is the result of hard work of students, parents, teachers and timely support from several quarters on behalf of the school. Health and hygiene. To keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise we shall not be able to trim the lamp of wisdom and keep our minds strong and clear. Water surrounds the lotus flower but does not wet its petals. Good health of students is the primary concern of school. Once in a year, routine health checkup program is organized by the school to assure right consultation and treatment. Scholarship. The following scholarships are instructed during the year: pre-matric scholarship, BD scholarship, NTS, SC and ST scholarship. The Parent-Teacher Association. The Parent-Teacher Association enjoys a cordial relationship with the management and teachers. They are actively, we have good number of admission and well-trained staff. There is a plan to change the cement floor into vitrified tile floor, to establish furnished library and science laboratory, and to have a bus facility for the school. Conclusion. As we could celebrate the glorious silver jubilee of this institution, we look with humility and gratitude to God for the blessings and grace through His Son, our patron, Infant Jesus. We express our deep gratitude to Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, the Bishop and the President of Catholic Board of Education, a vibrant visionary and a man on mission. We remain grateful to Bishop Emeritus, Most Reverend Dr. Aloysius Paul D'Souza, and the Secretaries of Catholic Board of Education who have been backbone of this institution. We take this opportunity to thank Monsignor Maxim L. Lorena, Vice President of Catholic Board of Education and former Joint Secretary of our school. We owe special thanks to Very Reverend Father Anthony Michael Shearer, the present Secretary of Catholic Board of Education. Here, so rise. If you are planning for a decade, plant trees. If you are planning for a lifetime, educate people. Thank you, one and all.
In the year 2002-2001, Mr. Mark Pinto, you had the rarest of the privilege to have this institution. Infant Jesus English School was in its genesis when you took charge, saw a vision, and today it has become Cyrus, shining star of Bantwal. In the short period of your service as a headmaster, you inspired and guided us towards the path on which our institution. You have been served from 2001 to 2004 as a headmaster in our institution. Your mode of teaching has inspired us and generations to come. Sir, you have been a source of motivation and tale and
Mr. Kiran Karlo. Sosa, come to the dais and take a noble seat.
what you have done, dear Mrs. Hilda D'Souza, for being the kind person. Your deeds are countless. Dear man, you have rendered your service in our school as an assistant teacher and as an in-charge headmistress for primary school. We are grateful for your 20 years of service to this institution. You have educated the minds and inspired the souls of thousands. Your legacy is written in the hearts of our students. We acknowledge your dedication and hard work towards our institution. We all wish you a happy, healthy and peaceful life in retirement. Thank you, ma'am.
I request all the dignitaries to honor Mrs. Hilda D'Souza. Lobo, come to the dais to take a note.
Lobo was appointed as the in-charge headmistress for a year from 2015 to 2016, during which you earned utmost respect and appreciation through your actions.
Sunita Lobo. Come to the dais to take a noble seat.
Pinto served our institution from 2016 to 2020, who brought a revolution in the school with your modernized ideology. Your mode of teaching, hard work, determination reflected a true visionary to our institution. Your wisdom and
Mrs. Gladys Teresa D'Souza.
in your 24 years of long service since 1999 as a primary teacher and in-charge HM for primary from 2019. Given good product to the society with magnificent Reverend Father Melvin Lobo is a pillar of strength, beacon of inspiration, who has taken the charge from 2020 to carry forward the legacy of this institution. His hard work and compassion have surpassed the hurdles in the program of our institution, catered towards the students' social emotions, and to write their own version of success.
Valerian D'Souza, Joint Secretary, and over the memento to our committee members.
Founding committee members, Mr. Walter Narona, he was the founder president of Catholic Sabha Bantwal Dignitary. Mr. Herald D'Souza, he was the vice president of Parish Pastoral Council in 2 terms. Mr. Francis Saldana, he was the vice president of Parish Pastoral Council. He was the vice president of PTA. Mr. Hubert D'Souza, Mr. Phyllis D'Souza, Mr. Ronald D'Souza, late Mr. Ephraim Seguera. I request any one of the family member to come and receive the honor. Mr. Peter Rodriguez, Mr. Cyril D'Souza, he was the vice president of PTA. Mr. Cyril DeMello, Mr. Robert D'Souza, Mr. Pius Rodriguez, Mr. Richard Montero, he was the vice president of Parish Pastoral Council. Mr. Gabriel De Silva, Mrs. Josephine D'Souza, Mrs. Carmen Bovies, Mr. Richard Pascal D'Souza, late Mr. Joachim D'Souza. I request any one of the family member to come and receive the honor. Mr. Dennis Pinto, Mr. Anthony D'Souza, late Mr. Jeffrey Montero. I request any one of the family member to come and receive the honor. Late Mr. Augustine Montero. I request any one of the family member to come and receive the honor. Mr. Patrick D'Souza, Mr. Charles Martis, Mr. Vincent Desa, late Mr. Victor Meneges. I request any one of the family member to come and receive the honor. Mr. Lionel D'Souza, Mr. Anthony D'Souza, Mr. Robert D'Souza, Mr. Cyril D'Souza, Mr. Sebastian Lewis, Mr. Baptist Mikuna,
얘가 산들이었지. 가오리였다.
Late Mr. Lucas Pereira, I request any one of the family member to come and receive the honor.
Thank you, Father.
Thank Mr. Sandeep Jejus, Mr. Sunil Vegas, School Management Committee members, Mrs. Savita Arun D'Souza, Mr. Leo Victor Zelki, Mr. Victor Meneges, PTA Executive Committee members, Mrs. Elsita Gonsalves, Mr. Maxim D'Souza, Mr. Jasmine D'Souza, Mrs. Wilma Pinto, Mrs. Mamtaz, Mrs. Janet Meneges, Mrs. Vinita D'Souza, Mrs. Vinita Correa, Mrs. Munira Banu, Mrs. Nasima, Mrs. Pevina Shivaji, Mrs. Anita Lasrado, Mrs. Kairunisa, Mr. Melvin Desa, Mr. Godwin Pinto,
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಈ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡಿ. Yes. Look at it. Rotate. Yeah, look at it, yeah. Yes, ಸಂಗಮಯ್ಯ.
Thank you, Father. Thank you all for receiving.
Amulya, Mrs. Komal Prabhu, Mr. Valerian Lok Pinto, Mr. Padmanabha, Mrs. Ramya, Mr. Armin Lobo,
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ.
Mrs. Greta D'Souza, Mrs. Vilma Barretto, Mr. Appaya Shetty, Mrs. Smita D'Souza.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you name of the school to our higher alumni. As the names are called, I request the HU
2003 to 2023, Sadashiva, batch 2003, Prima Rodriguez, batch 2004, Ansi S. Vegas, batch 2005,
Now I request Mrs. Smita D'Souza, Vice President PTA, and over the memento to our HUS.
Divyashri, Estate, batch 2006, Clifford DeMello, batch 2007, Shrikara, batch 2008, Rihanna DJ D'Souza, batch 2009, Swati Karan, batch 2009, Sanjana Rai, batch 2010, Vijaya B.R. Nayak, batch 2011, Monisha Idol D'Souza, batch 2012, Vaishnavi, batch 2013, Lisha Rodriguez, batch 2014. Rovita Pinto, batch 2015. Sanjana Yu, batch 2016. Priyanka Pinto, batch 2017. Pratigna Shetty, batch 2018. Sharan Malaysia Logo, batch 2019. Avril Liva Lewis, batch 2020. Krati, batch 2021. Shaufin Fatima, batch 2022. Kanvita, batch 2023.
Now I request Anita D'Souza, Management Committee member and PTA member, kindly come forward to receive the memento.
Mr. Gabriel De Silva, please come to the dais and take your note. Kindly come to the stage and Mohammad Iqbal, Mr. Jason Montero, Mr. Shamullah, Mr. Muhammad Mustafa, Mr. Arun D'Souza, now I request all the dignitaries, honor. and rupees 15,000. Now I request Vice President Parish Pastor Mr. Sunil Vegas to honor these donors. NCC Band, Mrs. Alice Fernandez, Mr. Vijay Santosh Lobo, Mr. Sampath Varun Govias, Mrs. Amita Lobo, Mr. Charles Martis, Master Mohit Tonpadi, Mr. Shivaji Kishan Jadhav,
Ano pala?
Mr. Charles Lobo, Mr. Walter D'Souza, Mr. Paul Carlo, The Creation,
Sulle illesine, buoni sana.
Mrs. Stanley D'Souza, thank you, sir. Now rupees 10,000. I request Secretary of Parish Pastoral Council, Mr. Manohar D'Costa, to honor this. Mr. Vishwanath S.A., Mr. Dominic De Mello, Mr. Wilson Stanley D'Souza, Mr. Asainar, Mrs. Deepthi Roshan D'Souza, Mr. Victor D'Souza, Mr. Arshid D'Souza, Mr. Cyril Frank, Mr. Sachin Suraj Naronna, Ashwin Traders, Mr. Dolphy De Cruz, well-wisher, Mr. Shanti Prakash, Chitra Overseas, Vijay Church Hall, Mr. Vinay D'Souza, Adarsh Marketing, Mr. Frederick D'Souza, Mr. Sharath Menejers, Mr. Gerard Fernandez, BCC Bank, Anurag Catering, Mr. Valerian Lobo, Thank you, sir. Thank you, dignitaries. And
to introduce and honor one of the dynamic and consummate person present among us, who is none other than our dear Assistant Parish Priest, Reverend Father Raul Dexter D'Souza. He served as an Assistant Parish Priest at Angelur, Bachpe, Pakshikere and Urva Parish. He is a person having very distinguished and energetic personality who converses everyone with great zeal and joy. Having gifted with numerous talents, he is an ideal for innovative thinking. He is very fond of children. He attends every school programs and wins the hearts of children with his unique and presentable address messages.
Jejus, Mr. Kishore Pujari, Mr. Mithun Kumar, Mrs. Vilma D'Souza, Mrs. Asha Pereira, Mrs. Ashwita, Mrs. Sunita Veena Menejers, Mrs. Vilma D'Souza, Mrs. Veena Lobo, Mrs. Rollin, Mrs. Janice, Mrs. Padmavati, Mrs. Lata, Kumari Maria Dipti, Mrs. Celestine D'Souza, Mrs. Priscilla D'Souza, Shri Royston, Mrs. Nirmala D'Souza, Mrs. Divya D'Souza, Mrs. Vinola Siquera, Mrs. Sandra Veera Fernandez, Mrs. Molly Fernandez, Mrs. Vinita, Mrs. Dulcin D'Souza, Mrs. Sunita Pais, Mrs. Sarma D'Souza, Mrs. Ellen D'Souza, Mrs. Celestina Gonzalez, Mrs. Christine Tauro.
Thank you, Your Excellency. It's a chosen the best name for the souvenir, who is none other than our teacher, Mrs. Lynette Kuchina. I request to receive the gift from our president. Thank you. I request Mr. Johnson D'Souza, Mr. Mothu Marian D'Souza, Mr. and Mrs. Renson and Michelle, Mr. Leo Victor Zalki, Mr. Baptiste Dicuna, Mr. Lionel D'Souza, I request Mr. Cletus D'Souza, Alumni President of Infant Jesus English Medium School, Modankap, to honor Mothu Marian D'Souza. He was contractor of a school building. Mr. Johnson D'Souza, I request helps in photography of every occasion in the school. Mr. Leo Victor Zalki, donor to the school. Mr. Baptiste Dicuna, donor to the school. Mr. Lionel D'Souza, donor to the school. Mr. and Mrs. Renson and Michelle, supporting our School's 25-year Silver Jubilee Celebration live program. Thank you, sir, for felicitating
Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, Bishop, Diocese of Mangalore, to step forward to take your seat for the honor. Over to Sunita ma'am.
Peter Paul Saldana, the Bishop of Mangalore Diocese, was born on April 27, 1964 in Kirai near Kinigole. He completed his primary and secondary education at Kirai and pursued philosophy and theology at St. Joseph's Interdiocesan Seminary, Jaipur. Ordained as a priest on May 6, 1991, he earned doctorate in theology from the Pontifical Urbanian University, Rome in 2005. His dedicated service includes roles as assistant parish priest at Moodbelde, Milagres and Vittel, as well as professor and vice rector at St. Joseph Seminary, Jaipur. Bishop Peter Paul Saldana was ordained as the Bishop of Mangalore Diocese on September 15, 2018. Known for his simplicity and attentive listening, Bishop Saldana has actively built bridges between various religious communities and championed the Green Movement. Today, we are honored to felicitate you, dear Bishop. Thank you.
To extend my sincere appreciation to all on this auspicious occasion. First and foremost, I thank the Lord Almighty for His benevolence, for the countless blessings and the light that guides through life's journey. I owe my infinite thanks to Most Reverend Dr. Peter Paul Saldana, Bishop of Mangalore Diocese, who has graced today's celebration as the President. Your spiritual guidance, words of wisdom and inspiring leadership will help us reach greater heights. Your presence has doubled our joy and elated our spirits too. Thank you, dear Bishop, for the same. Our esteemed Chief Guest, Sri Rajesh Naik Ullipadivittu, MLA Bantwal constituency, and Dr. Naveen Bhatt, IAS Mission Director, NHM, Government of Karnataka. Due to their busy schedule, they are not amongst us. We remain grateful them too. We have Mrs. Sujata, ECO, with us. Ma'am, your presence has made us double our joy. We thank you wholeheartedly. A big thanks to Reverend Father Rahul Dexter D'Souza, Assistant Parish Priest, Infant Jesus Church, Bantwal. Father, your optimism and energy never fail to make an impression on those around you. Thank you, Father, being an integral part of this special event. For special thanks to Mr. Sunil Vegas, Vice President of Parish Pastoral Council, and Manohar DeCosta, Secretary Parish Pastoral Council, for your continued support and timely guidance. Thank you, sir. Bouquet of thanks to Ms. Smita D'Souza, Vice President of Parent Teacher Association, and Mr. Cletus D'Souza, Alumni President of Infant Jesus English School, for your unconditional support and encouragement. Thank you. My gratitude overflows to all the former HMs. Under your care, we have witnessed positive transformation and growth. Your passion for education and your ability to inspire both students and treat us, President of Alumni Association, as a token of our love.